Hi guys, welcome to our channel Shubhada Group of Education CC. You are watching Sajis's physics videos for Karnataka CET and NEET. So is the next problem on geometrical optics. A ray of light from a denser medium strikes a rarer medium at an angle of incidence I. The reflected and refracted rays make an angle of 90 degree with each other. Okay, so the angles of the reflection and refraction are R and R dash there, and question is to find out the value of critical angle. Okay, so as you know that okay, so from the denser, this is the denser medium and this is the rarer medium here. So clearly we can take that refractive index of the rarer medium with respect to refractive index of the denser medium, that must be is equal to sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction, that is what R dash here. Okay, so suppose if I take the reciprocal of that, I will get mu d divided by mu r, that is going to be how much? Sine R dash divided by sine I. Is it clear to everyone? So clearly, to get the critical angle, the refraction must be going to be how much? 90 degree here. So that's the reason why I can take it as 1 divided by sine R dash is going to be 90 degrees. Sine 90 becomes 1 here. 1 divided by sine C. So therefore, I will get sine C equal to sine I divided by how much it is? Sine I divided by sine, what is that? 1 divided by sine C. So that's the reason why I can take it as or else I can use it as how much it is? 1 by sine C. Sine C equal to mu R divided by mu D, I can say. Clear? So mu R divided by mu D is nothing but sine I divided by what? Sine R dash now. Sine R dash now. As they have given that the reflected and refracted rays make an angle of 90 degree here. So therefore I can take the R dash as 90 minus R, correct? This is what? 90 minus R now. That's the reason why it is sine I divided by sine 90 minus R now. That is what? Cos R. Cos R, correct or not? So therefore I will get, therefore sine C, that must be equal to sine I divided by sine, sorry, cos R. It must be cos R. Okay, so therefore I can say that now it is how much? Sine I divided by sine R, correct or not? So now as you know that angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection, you can take. So therefore I is equal to R, as you know that I equal to R, so that I can take, instead of R I can substitute I here. Sine I by cos I is tan I. It implies C equal to sine inverse of tan I. Sine inverse of tan I. Okay, so that's the reason why option B is the right answer for this question. A very good problem. If the refractive index of water is 4 by 3 and that of the glass is 5 by 3, then the critical angle of the incidence for which the light tending to go from glass to water is, correct? So clearly here the ray of light is going from what? Going from glass to what? Glass to water, right? Glass to water here. So that's the reason why I can take refractive index of the water with respect to glass, that must be equal to sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction R. Okay, so the refraction is going to be 90 degree, for which the angle of incidence is critical angle, correct? So it implies mu W, the sense refractive index of the water is how much? It is 4 by 3 whole divided by 5 by 3, that is equal to sine C. Sine C. So therefore 4 by 3, 3 gone, we'll have with 4 by 5. 4 by 5 equal to how much? Sine C. It implies C equal to sine inverse of how much? 4 by 5. So option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, the next problem says that a fish looking up through the water sees the outside world contained in a circular horizon. If the refractive index of the water is 4 by 3 and the fish is 12 centimeter below the surface, the radius of the circle in. Okay, for this I have given the synopsis here. The radius of the surface, okay, the outside world, it is equal to h divided by square root of mu square minus 1. For water, as you know that W equal to 4 by 3 is given, so therefore I can take R equal to what it is? It is nothing but 3h divided by root 7. Okay, so let me substitute h value. R equal to 3 times h is 12 centimeters given, 12 centimeter divided by root 7, that is going to be how much? 36 divided by root 7 centimeter. So option D is the right answer. Okay, the next problem says that in the figure shown, for an angle of incidence of 45 degree at the top of surface, what is the minimum refractive index for the total interreflection at the vertical face? So now I can take this as the vertical face now. Okay, so that is the vertical face now. So here there must be the incidence so that it has to reflect back to the same medium. That is what the question here. Okay, so let me take, this is what the normal now. Okay, it acts like a normal. Let me take it as something like I1. Okay, so let me take it as I there, I1. Okay, here it is I1 now. Now here is a formation of right angle triangle here. Okay, so now let me use some, okay, so this is point B and this is point A and this point C here. Okay, ACB is a right angle triangle. Please try to understand that. Okay, so let me use the Snell's law first of all for this face. ಈ ಫೇಸಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಈಗ phase 1. Let me take it as phase 1 here. Okay, suppose if I take this one, sine of angle of incidence is 45 degrees. Sine of angle of refraction is how much? It is R. That must be equal to refractive index of the second medium with respect to first one. First one is, it's coming from air, right? So that's the reason why it is mu here. So that I can say that sine R equal to how much? Sine R equal to, sine 45 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 times mu here. Okay, so now I can take this I1, whatever this is an I1, it is nothing but 90 minus R, correct? So from the figure I can say I1 must be equal to 90 minus R. That is a right angle triangle. So therefore I can use sine 90 minus R, sine 90 minus R, that must be equal to how much? 1 by mu. 1 by mu. Okay, so this is what the critical angle, this is what the critical angle. Okay, the angle for which the angle of incidence and the reflection is going to be 90 degree, or else if I extend the angle of incidence at that time, it comes back to the same. That is what total reflection, that is what you have studied, right? Okay, so now therefore I can sin 90 minus R is cos R. Cos R equal to how much? It is cos R is going to be 1 by mu. Okay, so therefore I can use now equation number, let me take it as equation number 1 and let me take it as equation number 2 here. So from 1 and 2, let me square and add them. It is what? Sine square R plus cos square R, that is going to be, it is what? 1 by root 2 square is 2 now, mu square plus how much? 1 by mu square, that is going to be 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. 1 by mu square is going to be 1, because sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So therefore mu is equal to how much? Mu is equal to root 3 by 2. Option B is the right answer for this question. Okay, so light travels in two different media A and B with the speeds 1.8 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second and 2.4 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second respectively. Then the critical angle between them is, clear? See now, as we have seen that if the refractive index is greater at that time, the velocity is lesser, correct? So this is what we have studied. So here for A medium we do have 1.8 and for B we do have 2.4 here. Okay, so now I can conclude that 2.4, that is what medium B is now, it is nothing but a rarer medium, right? Rarer medium with less refractive index, so that the light can travel very faster. Okay, so therefore I can take mu B is what? A rarer medium. Okay, refractive index of the rarer medium, and mu A is something but refractive index of the denser medium. Okay, so now to get the critical angle, the light has to travel from the denser medium to rarer medium, correct? So refractive index of the rarer medium to the refractive index of the denser medium, that must be equal to, as you know that velocity is inversely proportional, VA divided by VB. Now it implies, so how can I take now? It is equal to VA is how much? VA is 1.8 divided by 2.4. Is it correct? Or not? Exactly, it is correct now. So now I can take it as now. Okay, so now I can take Now I can take the value of critical angle, correct? Critical angle. So that is what mu B divided by mu A, that is going to be sine of angle of incidence, that is what critical angle, divided by sine 90 degree. Sine 90 degree, correct? So now therefore sine C equal to 1.8, that is what 3 divided by 4, right? 18, 6 3s are 6 4s are 3 by 4. So C equal to sine inverse of how much? Sine inverse of 3 by 4. Option D is the right answer for this question. Okay, so what about the next problems? Have a look on that. A thin symmetrical convex lens of refractive index of the material 1.5 and the radius of curvature of 0.5 meter is immersed in water of refractive index 4 by 3. Its focal length is. So the problem is based on Lensmaker's formula. It is 1 by f equal to refractive index of the. Now the ray of light is traveling from what? When it is immersed in water, when the lens is immersed in water, the light is traveling from water to glass. So that's the reason why glass with respect to water minus 1 into what? 1 by R1 minus 1 divided by R2. This is the Lensmaker's formula. Clear? So now I need to calculate the value of focal length. 1 divided by f equal to mu g divided by mu w. It is what? 4 by 3 divided by 1.5. 1.5 is nothing but, refractive index of the glass is, right? Refractive index of the glass with respect to water. Refractive index of the glass is 1.5. That is what? 3 by 2 divided by how much? Divided by 4 by 3 minus 1 into what? 1 by R1. R1 is positive, as it is a convex lens. R1 is positive and R2 is negative here. So that's the reason why R1, that is what, 0.5 meter minus of 1 divided by minus 0.5. Clear? So now 1 by f equal to, so how much will get here? 1 by f equal to, so how much will get here? That is what? 3 by 2 into 3 by 4 minus 1 into how much? 2 by 0.5. 2 by 0.5 here. So that is going to be equal to 1 by 8 into 4. That is what? 1 by 2. That is equal to 0.5 meter. 0.5 meter. So that is option D is the right answer for this question. Okay. A convex lens made up of a material of refractive index 1.5 and having a focal length of 10 cm is immersed in a liquid of refractive index 2. The lens will behave as. Okay. So to get the converging or diverging, you need to get the value of focal length here. Okay, this is a very good problem, a very good type of the problem. For this, I need to use the Lensmaker's formula twice. Okay, the first of all, I am using it 1 divided by f1 when it is in air. 1 divided by f. The focal length is going to be how much here? 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter equal to mu minus 1. 1.5 minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 divided by R2. Okay, so they have not given the radius of curvature, no need to take it now. So this is the first case. In the second case, it is immersed in water or liquid of refractive index sum. Okay, 1 divided by f dash, let me take the new focal length there, equal to, so when it is immersed in water or liquid, at that time the ray of light is traveling from what? Or liquid to glass, right? So that's the reason why it is 1.5 divided by 2, this 2 is given here, minus 1 into 1 divided by R1 minus 1 divided by R2, equation number 2 here. Okay, so let me take equation number 1 divided by equation number 2. It implies f dash divided by 10 centimeter, that is equal to 0.5 divided by minus 0.5 divided by 2, it equal to minus 2. So therefore I will get f dash equal to minus 20 centimeter. So minus indicates that, it's a diverging lens. So option C is the right answer. Diverging lens of focal length 20 centimeter. Option C is the right answer. Okay, the next problem says that a thin converging lens of refractive index 1.5 has a power of 0.5 diopter. When this lens is immersed in a liquid, it acts as a diverging lens of focal length 200 centimeter. The refractive index of the liquid is. Okay, see here, they have given that 2, as you know that power equal to 1 divided by f. So therefore I will get the value of f1 here equal to 1 by d, that is what, 1 by 0.5 diopter equal to 2 meter, and f2 equal to minus 200 centimeter is given there. Clear? Minus 2 centimeter in the sense it is minus 2 meter. Minus 2 meter. Okay, so now again I have to use the Lensmaker's formula. I need to use the Lensmaker formula to get the answer here. Okay, same as the last problem, equation number 1 divided by equation number 2. If I do so, 2 divided by minus 2 equal to 0.5. That is what 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5 divided by 1.5 minus mu whole divided by mu now. Correct? It is equal to, it implies I left with how much? It is what minus 1 here, minus 1. So how much I'll get here? Minus 0.5 mu equal to 1.5 minus mu. It implies mu equal to 3. I will get mu equal to 3. Option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, an object of 1.5 centimeter high, in the sense height of the object is 1.5 centimeter, is placed 10 centimeter from in the sense UV is going to be minus 10 centimeter from the optical center of the thin lens. Its image is for 25 centimeter, in the sense V equal to on the same side, in the sense minus 25 centimeter. Okay, the height of the images. Again, I need to use the magnification formula here. Height of the image to the height of the object is equal to V divided by U. It implies height of the image equal to V is 25 divided by 10 into what? Height of the object. Height of the object is how much now? 1.5. So that I will get it as how much? 3.75 centimeter. Option D is the right answer for this question. Okay, last problem. A plano-convex lens fits exactly into plano-concave lens. Okay, so please try to draw the diagram now. This is what plano-concave convex lens, plano-convex lens with the plano-concave lens. Okay, so now this is what the ray diagram. Okay, if the lenses are made of the different materials, different indices, mu1 and mu2 here. Okay, so now this is what mu1 and this is what mu2 here. Okay, mu2, and R is the radius of curvature of the curved surface lens. Then the focal length of the combination is, as you know that the focal length, equivalent focal length must be equal to 1 divided by f1 plus f2. This is what we have derived already. Okay, so let me take 1 by f equivalent must be equal to 1 by f1. Let me take by using the Lensmaker's formula, mu1 minus 1 into 1 by r1 is going to be infinity, right? 1 by infinity minus 1 divided by minus r plus f2. 1 by f2 is how much? Mu2 minus 1 into what? 1 divided by minus r minus 1 divided by infinity. So therefore I will get f equal, to simplify that, you'll get r divided by mu1 minus mu2. Mu1 minus mu2. So that's the reason why, which is the right answer? Option A, r divided by mu1 minus mu2. Option A is the right answer for this question. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like this video, share this video with your friends and colleagues to support us. Please do subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, make a comment on the comment box so that I can help you with. Wish you all the best for your examinations. Good luck.